Alright, let's play some Bastion.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble.
What's up, buddy?
Ground forms up under his feet as it point the way. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion.
You know, it's always great to have your best friend be a hammer, you know? It's really great because, you know, if you're in a bad mood, you can just...
He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant. In the calamity.
Yeah, hammers are great, man. You just get upset and you start beating the shit out of things.
That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a gas fella.
Oh no, it's the gas fella.
Kid pops him good. Fella got a piece of him though.
Actually, I love the narrator's voice in this game.
Kid just rages for a while.
Kid just rages for a while, you know, because I really just like beating things up with a hammer.
An old repeater falls out of the sky. Ain't a gift from the gods, but it'll have to do.
Such a fun game, man.
Kid's worked up quite a thirst by now, so that fountain looks real inviting. Sometimes you just need a drink.
Sometimes you just need a drink.
A school of squirts tunnels up around him. Must have fled here from the mines. Kid finds a memento from a girl he knew. Always used to fancy her. He sets foot inside one of Caelondia's famous watering holes. Inside's old Rondi, the bartender. The calamity got him before his drinking did. Then Kid finds his trusty shield.
Adam, what do you have against fun? Like, why are you always up against fun, man?
But justice is getting a handle on it. The security takes him for a petty thief.
I don't think your enemies are.
Special delivery. Gas fellas. Windbags start turning up for last call. Ronnie always wanted his ashes scattered here. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the bastion out the window. It's a bit of a drop. He gets a good look at things on his way down. He lands on top of a breaker's bow, and it ain't broke. Kid spies a good perch for some target practice. He knows he should draw the string all the way back. Wasn't long before the kid could loose an arrow, strong and true. The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. Right back at you. Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. Finds the distillery, right next to the arsenal. Tough part of town. One sip of the spirits in that distillery, and the kid'll feel like a new man. The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
He's not a child, man. The boy is just small for his age. It's just a little bit of fermented squirt extract. See, it's very nutritious. Very nutritious. Extract with a nose of stale bread and ocean water. Why can't I bash him?
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy in a couple of corn bins.
Besides, little alcohol never hurt anybody.
That one was Maud,
I think.
Tudor. Once taught the kid good manners. He never used them, though. An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way. The bastion's real close now.
You know what I love about Bastion? The fact that the main character is while brown,
It takes a chunk of alloy. Smell
you know,
the barley
it also
and
doesn't
spoiled
seem to be
blueberries
like
fills the air.
a big thing. It seems to.
Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Rob's a scumbag of his last name. Bad time to run out of black tonic. Kid puts him out of his misery. He finds the core to the Wharf District. He steals the city's heart. Might as well. Kid has a feeling he better get a move on. The place is starting to fall. See, that core Kid took was the only thing making this particular rock stay afloat. Kid just keeps running. At last, the Skyway's in sight. Whisks him where it needs to go. Now the kid sees something stranger still. His mind races. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds another. He finds me. We talk for a spell.
Hey,
There's a bit of
stranger.
the Bastion's power in that crest. Enough to point the way to the cores.
Another thing I love about this game is that
All I tell him is to set that core of his on the monument there. Then watch.
it has its own narrator, which means
tried
I don't
to
have
let
to
the
kill
kid
my
down
throat
gently.
talking.
This is the Bastion, alright. Except no one else showed up. And just like that, the Bastion comes alive. Starts growing again. Growing stronger. Kid's gotta put its power to good use. Now the Bastion can send him even farther into the wild unknown. Kid ponders what to build.
Which is more important? I think it's gotta be the distillery.
Makes time to sample spirits from my personal supply.
Let's do the Fetch and Fizz. It started as a barroom prank, but evolved to become popular with miners and scrap workers. Metallic aftertaste.
Fetch and Fizz is like a mouthful of nails, but the benefits are worth it.
That's the only building I can do right now. New on foundation. Alrighty, that's good enough for me.
Kid don't know what's out there waiting for him. The Skyway. Now the kid can ride the wind to distant lands.
Let's try the Breaker's bow out.
The Breakers used to come here for target practice. Used to play a little game. See who could bust the most targets and the fewest shots. He's focused. He's armed.
Alright,
And
let's
he's
see.
off.
Only to hit the most targets and the fewest shot. How do I gotta do this? Oh no.
Perfect shot just happens in a flash.
Okay. Now I see what I need to do. Where's the reset? Because I can only shoot 3 at a time.
Kid ain't had enough in the Breaker's barracks. Takes practice, and a mighty strong bow helps too. Solid performance.
Didn't get the third one. You know what? 2 or 3 is good enough for me.
He returns with some of the materials we need.
Alright.
Now he lands at the intersection between bad and wrong. Ought to be a core down one of these twisted streets. But which one? He heads for the squirt steps.
On
Won't be no field trip this time.
Corner of bad and wrong.
Kid ain't ever seen an elephant squirt before. Scumbag can digest just about anything. Except for this. It's quick for slicing and light enough to throw. Telling himself he better watch his step. They say even the most rambunctious squirts can be tamed.
I gotta have
No
pets.
sign of the core here. At least the kid got something for his trouble. Squirts don't make the best of friends, but they can be useful in a pinch.
What a good pet.
He heads for the biggest dump in town, Scumbag Alley. Some scumbag still feeding off the city's own trash. And there he is, the oldest scumbag of them all, Gershel.
I love how the game is just like, here's a bad guy. He's not a boss, but his name is Gershel.
The Calamity ain't done much for Gershel's sunny disposition. Kid cuts up Gershel like a pineapple. Old scumbag didn't feel a thing. The rest of the path is gone for good, and his city crest won't bring it back. No core, no surprise. Like the gas fellas are hiding it from him.
Hey there, buddy.
heads for the east side, where Windbags used to keep the local forge. Somehow that old forge is still standing. Inside the forge, Kid can fine-tune those instruments of his.
Let's do this one.
The little Zolwood oil on that blade shines like a light. With a good length of meat gut, that bow's like new again.
Well, seems like I'm all out of currency.
Core ain't here neither, so he's gotta guess again. Never much cared for that big wide grin of his. Up north is where the gas fella foreman used to live, tending to his flock. No white gas fellas all dress alike. Kids wondering the same thing.
It's because they know true style. Come on,
And
man.
there it is, but it's locked down tight in an alloy cage. A blustery old foreman's keeping his fellas in check, almost like he's showboating for the crowd.
I totally know what I'm doing, guys. Don't worry about it.
And now there's a new marshal in town.
See? Totally knew what I was doing. The entire time.
He hears the whole place groan, but it's too tough to fall. Kid's ready to go, and his ticket out's right where he started.
Yeah, I'll be right with you. I just want to see if I can upgrade the TV anymore.
Kid's lifelong friends looking fit to keep on fighting. He comes back, just like I knew he would. The core hums in his pack. The monument's calling for it. The Windbags used to be alright, then the Calamity took the floor out from under him. Kid does it again. Only fair he decides what we build next.
Alright, let's see. I think I want a forge. I want the arsenal. Let's do the arsenal. It's better that I have the ability to switch weapons
Place
than
of
the
peace,
ability to upgrade
but we
weapons.
can hold our own if we have to.
For instance, I kind of do prefer the hammer over the machete.
Ain't much kid can't handle with hammer and bow in hand.
Look at it!
Picked up traces of other cores while the kid was out. In better days, the melting pot was sealed tighter than the skin on a squirt. Of all the plans to survive the calamity, it had to be stab weeds. Blasted things hurt like a broken heart. If there's a core, he figures it ought to be deeper down.
I hate stab weed.
Cuts down every stab weed like there's gonna be a prize for it. Core's stuck inside one of those fancy cages. Some of the stuff lying around is downright dangerous. He throws a switch. Now what could possibly go wrong? Quite a bit, as it turns out. The cage starts lifting from the core ever so slow. All Kid can do is wait. Shipments start falling in. Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while. Scumbags don't take kindly to interlopers.
No, well, I don't take too kindly to
Even
scumbags.
some gas fellas take his corner. Birdie pop that mean old foreman. At this rate, maybe 5 more minutes, maybe 30. Hard to tell.
Rip. Narcissus too good, man. Free stuff. Free spells will always outdo
Squirt's real territorial around the core. Then a shipment of free samples shows up. It ain't all bad, because the kid finds some spices from the motherland, tax-free. One thing's for sure, that cage is awful heavy.
Love tax-free health potions, man.
It's a troublesome scene, to be sure. A few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9, 8, 7, give or take a few seconds.
Give or take a few more seconds.
Finally, the core's within reach. done. He's got it. Just gotta get to the nearest barge.
Oh no! How am I supposed to know? Oh. That explains that.
I still remember the look on his face after that one. Folks voyaged across the boundless sea to found Caelondia. It was good living here for a while. The old world's finished, but the new world's just getting started.
I love how this old dude is just letting me, a boy, a kid, just
a lot of things
going nuts building things.
World, and we can start right here. Kid packs a special surprise in every one of those arrows. Squirt cider will toughen you right up. Too bad about the musty aftertaste. Couples used to walk the sundown path. Kid ain't here for pleasure though.
It's so romantic.
But then, somebody gets to the core before the kid. The floor starts giving way under the lightest step. A single panic squirt could bring the whole place down.
A single panic squirt, but I'm like the size of 100 panic squirts.
Well, the path ain't exactly a visitor's number. See, the path was intended for leisurely strolling and such. Sky bridges link the path together. One of them bridges whips the kid along. Air travel always was an iffy proposition. But Calamity changed everything, even where the wind blows. Well, if we mastered the winds in the old days, we could do it again. But the question is, who else could have taken the core? Well, ain't no survivor stole the thing. Scumbag ate it by mistake.
Gosh dang, scumbag. Why you gotta eat the core?
Tough break. Unlike the kid, that core ain't coming back. No, they used to ship live munitions down the back.
They went and digested everything.
He's wise to toss those things plenty far away. Even gas fellas need some shut-eye from time to time. They get real cranky when we them up. In all this toil, Kid keeps coming back to an overwhelming question. Who else could have survived the calamity? So
This
he
is
didn't
something
find
actually-
the core that time, but that ain't about to stop us.
This is actually something I really love about Bastion, the fact that, even though you kind of just get dropped into everything, it provides a context for it. So you know about the calamity, you know that you're one of the few survivors. Where did the stranger go? And even though it drops you in the middle of everything, it provides a context while you're playing.
The dead welcome him with open arms. The calamity took everybody after all. Kid sees it plain, frozen faces all around. You don't much care to see him. Not like this. These folks never saw the calamity coming, but someone did. Someone close.
See,
Someone
even
who ain't like Mr. Beckley and his kindly wife.
even the color.
Someone like him. Kid sees him there agape, in the flesh. It's a snag or two trying to get to him. He ain't about to stop, no matter what.
The color palette of the game right now even creates
He's got so many questions after all. Just ain't got time for answers. The Thunder Brothers didn't make it. They never saw what it was like beyond the walls. Nordy the Bird Boy didn't make it. The Jawsons, they didn't make it. Grady Sr., Grady Jr., they didn't make it. But him, he survived. Kid finds proof enough that man ain't from around here.
There's a lot of little things this game does that just really makes me love it every time I play it. Like the fact that it names people who don't really need naming. Like those people, the Johnsons, Mr. Grady Sr., and all those people. It creates a context that the boy would know, and
Just think, without that man, we wouldn't be here right now, would we?
and it tells you.
The core survived as well.
Gives you a reason to care about these people.
Kid does what he has to do. And then, what do you say to a man who's seen too much? Kid hasn't a clue, but he says this: we have to go. Please.
It really does. It, even though it seems like a regular run in and
He's
hack
a
and
proper
slash,
gentleman, that man. His name is Zolf. No hiding he's an Ura. Folks like him ain't never been a common sight in Caelondia. He's relieved to see a living face or two. The kid and I introduce ourselves in kind. Both to him and to each other for the first time. For Zolf, Caelondia was like a second home. He's real worried about his first home, too. Far to the east. We all lost loved ones in the calamity, he says. I don't know how I'm gonna go on without mine. He was born in the Tazal terminals. The Ura sent him on a mission of peace to our city, and he's lived here ever since.
It's not a disembodied voice, though. It's Rux. This is the narrator right here, this guy.
We fought the Ura decades ago, but that was then. Things are different between us now. The cores, they remember. That's why this place is coming together. That's why things are gonna be alright.
Although I love how he's like, things are gonna be alright. I am a boy. This is Zulf, also male. This is Rux, also male. If we are the only 3 survivors, that's it for humanity.
Well, look what we have here.
Hey, you're the one making comments about it. Let's do the memorial.
The memorial.
Okay, the vigils.
A kid can pay respect to the old world and earn it in kind. The valediction. Just another one of my sketches. Nothing more. Words can't express what happened, but they're all I got. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city.
Alright, let's go to the pith.
No use praying to the gods these days. No time for it either. Pith Orchard. Place is a dead end in more ways than one. Folks used to make pilgrimage here to pay their respects to Pith, the bull. Well, the gods are long gone now, and the Orchard core is long gone too. Pith stood for something once. Something real. In time, though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration.
So, and if you notice, like, the music here has stopped too, which creates
Pith
a
makes
serious
a decent
tone.
scarecrow, at least.
Oh my goodness.
That Pith lights up like a rodeo. Ain't easy punching through his hide. Kid breaks him to bits. Must have been guarding that shrine. So what'll it be? Invoke the gods? Or tell them off? Pith. Kid decides to press his luck. Well, if the gods are alive, they must be plenty sore.
Ain't nothing wrong with worshiping Pith.
Kid ain't never seen windbags that quick. Maybe old Pith was scared. richer for it. The gods don't care about trinkets, but the kid ain't no god. Kid ain't found the core, but at least he found Zulf's precious shrine. Now we can build a shrine of our own, though I got some alternatives in mind. Zulf doesn't touch the thing. Says the god of commotion is no children's toy.
God of commotion.
The Ura feared the gods. We turned them into toys, put their faces on our walls. Turn them round and round all you like. Pit's still gonna be ugly.
I think he's a beautiful boy, Rux.
There's only one way to Cinderbreak Fort. The hard way. Sure, the city marshals may be gone, but now the fort's crawling with windbags. The calamity was mercy for normal folks. The windbags ain't so lucky. They've been left to freeze or starve or face the kid. Windbags put the kid on notice.
Oops.
Well, windbags young and old keep fighting for the fort. At least the marshals left the kid a parting gift.
Oh baby. Got me a scrap
Windbags
musket.
just can't handle. Something that'll punch clean through their greasy hides. Windbags ain't much different from normal folks. All they want's a warm place to stay and a decent meal.
It's also very interesting that they humanize even the enemies. all Windbags want is everybody else wants. Nice warm, good meal, good bed.
The Calamity drove the Windbags topside. A lot of them wound up here in this very fort.
And it was kind of implied that they weren't always bad people. Or bad creatures, I guess. You know, they all live downside. And then they came topside to avoid the Calamity.
Could have been minding the business underground like in the old days.
That hole came out of nowhere.
Windbags can't use Marshall supplies, but a kid sure can. As for the Windbags, Cinderbrick gave them enough heat and metal to munch on for a while. Well, the fort ain't theirs by right. Can't blame them for wanting it, though. Kid's got a squirt lure at the ready, in case things turn sour. Security is plain gone haywire. Windbags gummed up the works. They trapped the kid in the middle of the fort's parade grounds. Then they bring out Cletus and Landon, all that scumbag. Kid takes down Cletus. Maybe it was Landon. Kid used to dream of getting a Marshal's badge, but not like this. And now ain't nothing left for nobody down at Cinderbrick Fort. Kid shows up just as Zulf's telling me about his own journey to the city. The Marshals seem like good men, he says. They treated him with dignity. Zulf brought his antique smoking pipe all the way from the terminals. Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf was his smoking pipe. Even since the Ura surrendered to us, The marshals kept a wary eye on him. Zulf's travels ain't much compared to what the kids had to go through for all this.
Alright, let's put the shrine up, just in case
Behold,
Pith starts to get a bit much. Oh, I turned Pith off? I guess I turned it off when I finished the thing.
The Gravers, the arm of justice. They seemed unstoppable. Tune a scrap musket, you start with a barrel. Kid's ready to get real personal with hammer and musket in hand.
Use the Dread Rum.
Dread Rum's brewed from swamp weeds, so its effect is as bold as its flavor.
Alrighty, let's get high.
Poor kid collapses after just one drag. The past. Only good thing ever come out of the past is history. Catches up with a kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail
He never knew his
thing,
father.
pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Caelondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it.
It's really interesting that it talks about the fact that, you know, wasn't so good in school, so he just went and joined the army.
Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too.
And you have the reflections to just... give the kid the backstory that, you know, we all want.
The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. What was I saying? Anyway.
What? There's that little of the floor left?
So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Caelondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, a kid learned to fend for himself, learn to build, learn to break. In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody.
Why is there no floor left? Like, what is this? I'm literally asleep and dreaming right now. How is there no floor? Clearly. See, like, the floor is literally given out underneath everything.
One night, on one of his expeditions, the ground beneath him shuddered, cracked, and split apart. saw nothing where the world used to be. The calamity happened just like that. All the kid had to work with was his hammer and the clothes on his back. Through twisted streets, he ran with nothing but the city crest and an old stranger's voice to guide him.
Sure, it might have something to do with the calamity, but I'm in a dream right now. Like, this boy has issues. This is why you don't do drugs, kids.
Well, he finally arrived at Caelondia's vaunted safe haven. He and no one else. But then, all he got was more thankless work from a man who ain't even asked his name.
Ah, well. Let's try that again.
There's something you should know about the kid.
Let's try that again, and let's see if I can do it with more floor. I think that's where I went wrong.
Up with the kid. Hardly had a moment's rest since all this started. Fair to say he's led a hard life, supposing what he says in his sleep ain't no lie. He never knew his old man, but he had his mama to take care of. Frail thing with pure white hair like his. Having his mama's hair did the kid no favors while he was growing up, but he learned to hold his own out there. School ain't working out, so the kid signs up for a turn on the rippling walls. Make his mama some money. What was I saying? Anyway.
I have no clue what just happened.
Thanks to folks like the kid, the walls kept Caelondia safe from whatever's out there. The elements, the Ura, you name it. Once the kid done his time, he hurried on home. Turns out his mama's time was done too. The city had nothing for him. The money he'd been sending home was nowhere to be found either. So what'd the kid do? Why, he went right on back to the walls for another 5 years. In the history of Caelondia, nobody's ever volunteered for a second shift on the walls. Out there, kid learned to fend for himself, learn to build, learn to break.
Like Torbjorn always says, build them up, break them down. Truly a wise man.
In time, the kid earned good standing with the marshals. They trusted him to scout out farther than anybody. Paths don't matter for nothing now.
Alright, let's go upgrade our items a bit. And then we'll come back and try this again. Because I'm not having the best of luck with that. Yeah, let's keep the musket, let's keep the hammer. Can't upgrade anything. Nothing to do there. Look to you. Look to you, alright. Let's go to the Longston River.
The Langston River flowed free and wild till the calamity drank it all up. Maybe all that water just grew wings and flew on. Riverbanks swarming with windbags. They're so bent on finding the core, they hardly notice the kid. Lucky for him, a certain famous ferry barge is still afloat. Send some squirts crying home as she leaves port. Maybe Nellie knows the way to the core. Maybe she can slip right past all the clamor on the coast. Or maybe not. A security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns. Just then, the windbags notice who she's sailing with. They're pretty steamed about what happened at Cinderbreak. They try to cut her off. They try to slow her down. Try to knock her out.
The boy is too good.
Well, Weepin' Nellie tries harder. Try as she might, though, she hits a snag. Kid's gotta help her get untangled. Favors for favors. She picked a good spot for a break. The core's right there. Then the kid hears an unusual sound, like 100 flapping wings.
Use Breaker's bow.
Peckers. They had their own eyes on the core. But why? Well, kid ain't got time to think it over just yet. He finds Weepin' Nellie and ready to go. Turns out she's got a special surprise for when the waters get rough. She's gonna need a little help with all that Peckers. Traffic things think they're king of the roofs now. The rest of us only wish we could fly in times like these. heard his gifts keep on coming, starboard side. Don't seem to care what they shoot, as long as they hit something. Windbags getting even better out here. They aim to smash Rubinelli to splinters. Well, it all proves too much for poor Nelly.
Full speed ahead!
She's just gotta make one last stop. With the last breath, Nelly gets the kid to solid ground.
Rest in peace, Nelly.
Ground in Picker country. They want that core real bad. Might be they want it just as bad as a kid. Kid shoes him off, knowing they'll be back. Know how many times Kid nearly fell off the barge back there? A good couple of times. Now, listen close. You should remember this next part.
And rain, down, down. And I fell in Prosper Bluff.
Used to take an enterprising man or plain old fool to venture out that far. The city was the most beautiful place in the world. We all knew that. But on the other hand, some folks just yearn to see the things they're told they can't. And that's why you go to Prosper Bluff, ain't it?
Especially that's some stinkweed.
There the kid hears something he ain't heard in a long while. How's it go again?
And this is something I've always loved about Supergiant games in general. The music.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm not 100% on it either, but I'm pretty sure it's the same singers in every Supergiant game too.
Someday your bird is gonna fly. Come build that wall until
I'll have to check the soundtrack to see who sings it. But it definitely has her name on all of them. Hey man, they're good songs.
Well, no point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say, kid ain't coming home empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
I dig my hole, you build a wall. One day that wall is gonna fall.
They'll be here before too long.
The singer agreed to return to the Bastion.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect on people. But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find. A scientific journal written in Zolf's native tongue. He learned so much from it. Too much. If only I'd known half the secrets of the Calamity were tucked away in that book, I'd have worked to translate it right away. Most of the Ura never got a taste of Caelondia's fine goods, unless they were born and raised in the city like Zia here. Girl tried to run away from home one time, but the marshals stopped that, didn't they? So many secrets in there and she can't even read it. Her father's own journal.
Yeah, so this is what I kind of meant when I was talking about Western punk. Like, look at this. You have these steam bulls, got opium pipes, and even this entire thing is just constructed itself.
When I tell him there's only one
But it still has a very
I shouldn't
Western
believe
theme
you
for it.
The lost and found. Here, kid takes fragments of the old world and makes them whole again. All it takes is some fragments, and the Bastion makes it good as new.
Okay, I think that's all we want from there. Let's head over to the forge and upgrade our stuff. Plot twist, I can't afford to upgrade my stuff. There we go.
War machetes are so quick, you gotta keep a good grip on them.
Okay.
Turns out those old bones still have some spark in them. A repeater goes with a hammer better than a box of nails. Sure, the world's all gone to pieces farther than the eye can see, but leave it to this gal to point out the amazing view.
It is an amazing view. Thank you.
The breakers, ain't no one can outrun them, or their arrows.
There we go. Now I can get more stuff at the forge.
ever letting go of his old friend with a sturdy grip like that. We could always see the stars. We just never could reach them, no matter how high we built. Zolf offers to help me plot the skyways for the kid. At least the calamity hasn't touched the stars, he says.
Let's change that one to the Bastion Bourbon.
If you're feeling low, count on the buttery flavor of our own Bastion Bourbon. We track the final core beyond the city to the wilds. The wild unknown. Place can eat a man alive. Place is so raw, even the calamity couldn't cook it. Not all of it.
Oh man, guys, can you believe?
Know what's better than having to sling a pistol in a fight? Having two. Savage things lurking at every turn. Kids faster than a slinger with those guns.
Can y'all believe the game's nearly over already? We're down to the final one.
Pecker's got the core, like they're building a bastion of their own. The welcoming committee scrambles to attention. Didn't expect the kid so soon. Kid learns the hard way not to touch those things. They shouldn't have let their guard down. Getting that core was one thing. Getting out's gonna be another. He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wilds won't let him go without a fight. All too easy to lose one's way out in the wilds. Wallflowers survived the calamity. It toughened them up. Same goes for the kid. Best take it real slow when pincushions are afoot. Slinger Jawson's old outpost is all that's left of
no,
him.
this seems fun. Actually, let me change you to Whirlwind.
Don't ever turn your back on a pincushion. Pow gives a wallflower a taste of its own medicine. The kid's roused up half the wild by now. Leave it to the kid to make time for stomping swamp Indians. He gets the feeling he's being watched. Not by me, by a lunkhead. And lunkheads ain't fond of two-legged animals. Hit him anywhere but the hindquarters and he only make him mad. signs of the old Jawson camp. Wild green vine apples about the only good thing out here. The Wilds already reclaimed this place. He's anxious to get back. Jawson's boys left all kinds of stuff out here.
And I guess there really ain't that much more to explore around here, I guess. Oh, wait, what's this?
Sees a smooth black stone coughed up by the Calamity. Be seeing plenty more. After all, he's got the final core. His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot. Kid knows something's up when we ain't there to give a warm welcome. See, Zulf and I were just wrapping up a heated discussion. Zulf can barely muster the words. The Calamity failed, he says, but I will not. And with that, Zulf leaves us here, alone.
Alone.
Zulf cursed the city, cursed the Bastion, cursed me, said he was going home.
Oh, what? The game takes more than an hour to beat?
When Zulf got through
Such a
reading that
surprise.
journal, he just snapped. Started smashing up the monument till I tried to stop him. Zulf banged up the monument pretty bad. But there's a way to put her back together. The shards. We're gonna need all of them to nurse the Bastion back to health. The Masons, we built the city strong. Now there's only 2 of us.
Why am I not level 4 yet?
Takes a lot of moving pieces to make a dependable sidearm. That ought to make those fangs sink in nice and deep.
Alright.
The city brought the shards to the Wilds. Now the kid's gonna bring them back. After Zulf's little episode, Kid sets off in search of shards. First stop, Jawson Bog. You'll get lost in that bog, I told the kid, and I won't be able to guide you back. Well, I let him go. What else could I do? What could any of us do? Zulf put us in a real bind. Hurt the Bastion bad. But the shards can make it better. They're like smaller doses of the core's medicine. Shame the only place to fill that prescription is out here in the wilds. This place is intoxicating.
So in other words, I walked into the wilderness and got high.
Don't know where he's gone. Might be gone for good for all I know.
I feel bad for this kid. He keeps falling flat on his face.
Wherever he is, it's somewhere I've never been. somewhere I never want to go. Welcome him with open arms. Kid pops him good. There's no way out. That a survivor? No, ma'am. It's a lonesome ghost of a gas fella.
Man, you know, this kid needs to stop getting so high all the time. He's having some weird trances.
What do you say to a kid who's seen too much? I'm Zolf from Igora. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Now the kid sees something stranger still. Did anybody else survive? Sure enough, he finds peckers, lunkheads, wallflowers, pincushions, vine apples, swamp weeds, ankle-gators.
I'm surprised Kelsey hasn't commented on the fact that I've destroyed 2 giant skeletons. Oh, here's a 3rd one.
Kid can't fall, no matter how hard he tries. Now the bastion can send him even farther, into the wild unknown. Kid sets foot inside one of Caelondia's famous watering holes.
What were those giant skeletons? What could they have been? Alright, bye Adam. How old were those skeletons? What were they hiding? Now we'll never know.
He has the nerve to flash the shield he stole. He's a petty thief. The security's just gonna have to straighten him out.
Those skeletons were hiding whatever the currency is in this world. I don't think I ever catch the name of it.
Where the calamity failed. Would you look at what he did to poor old Ronde the bartender? Proper story is supposed to start.
How old were they too? Don't forget, how old were they? What did they used to be?
Now here's a kid whose whole world's alright, snoozing there on a rock in the sky. He wakes up. I'm just fooling. He sees what's left of the rippling walls. Years of work undone in an instant.
Yes, I imagine Skylar's gonna be just like that every time we start fighting like skeletons.
The gods, they're all undone. He sees what's left of his lifelong friend.
I just killed myself. to be fair, there would also be skeletons like remains after we kill them. Whereas what I'm doing is just destroying skeletons. There are no more remains.
He sees what's left undone.
Oh, this is a super fun quest. I walk over here. Oh no, I don't get to pick. Oh, take some wood. Place the wood. I gotta pick any more? No. Okay, let's see. But if you fireball them, you know, you may scorch the skeletons, and then there won't be able to be any remains for her to study.
Thought we'd lost him, but he finally comes to. The shard ain't lost either. Not anymore. Now to find a ticket out of this hole. Bootlickers dig their nasty thorns into his heels. Hard to get a sure footing in the bog. Ever heard of a lung blossom? It's bigger than the stories say. The breath on that thing, like a scumbag sprung a leak. Say one whiff of lung blossom can make you lose your mind. Kid ain't about to be plant food just yet. Well, the kid prunes it down to size somehow.
Why can't we take skeletons home?
Mother only knows what happened in the bog. Kid never much cared to speak of it. A shard is like a poor man's core, but beggars can't be choosers.
So?
That's it. A few more shards like that, and we'll be back in business. A single shard can breathe new life into this place.
Oh man. Which one do I build upon? Okay. Let's build upon the forge. Sorry.
The shard's got enough juice to spruce up any of these places.
Of course not. That would be illegal.
The marshals learn to pack those shells full of fire. The city tried to use the shards to stake out the wilds. So much for that plan. Ankle gators used to roam the wilds, and they nested at Rothus Lagoon.
Ankle gators? Those don't sound fun.
Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight originated here.
Alright, I think I'm gonna finish up this zone and then take a break.
All kinds of beasts with don't know up from down, still lurking about.
Whoops.
Only the city's brushers knew their way around the lagoon. Even the brushers learned to fear this place. They used to think that ankle gators were extinct. Well, they ain't. One of them's been living in the tall grass. They called her Queen Anne.
Well, Queen Anne is terrifying. Let me tell you that.
The lagoon's got plenty of other dangers, of course.
Come on. Knock down more of these big old health fruits. Oh well.
Turns out Queen Anne got a hold of a shard. Ankle gators love shiny things. Can't fight Queen Anne without the proper tools. Know what smells worse than an ankle gator's breath? The stinkweed.
Gosh darn, stinkweed. So stinky.
Ain't time for pecker hunting, but the kid can't resist. They say you can't hurt an ankle gator unless it's raining. And it ain't raining. The brushers use their pikes to keep their distance around here. Now the
See, look at the size of this skeleton, man. Oops. There it went.
That's ankle gator country for you. Sharp sticks make Queen Anne nervous, so she backs off a bit.
Oh yeah, no. Tommy is super superstitious. He is not going to take very kindly to her touching things that are obviously cursed.
Those pincushions been living off the ankle gator scraps.
Oh baby, level 4.
Queen Anne can't fit down some of these narrow paths.
It's a stunning replica, isn't it? Looks just like me. Such a good artist.
Queenie leads the kid into some kind of twisted trap. One bad step in that tall grass, and it's Queen Anne's lunch.
Alright, so stay out of the tall grass. I learned that lesson from
He
Pokemon.
holds his ground. Seems the Queen's running out of options. Still no sign of the shard.
Oh, finally. Ugh, hate this weapon. Give me back my hand.
Well, the brusher's way ain't really his style. The closer you get to an ankle gator's lair, the thicker the tall grass grows.
Oh man,
Kid's gotta make a run for it.
maybe an ankle gator skeleton, but look at the size of its nose. The size of its
Those
nose,
leaping
the size of
lunkheads
its...
don't like Queen Anne any better than the kid.
Oh, and then the ankle gator went and killed one too.
That old gator's right on his tail.
How many skeletons? Look at this one. So big. It's in my way. Gotta get rid of them.
Queenie must have scared a bunch of peckers out of hiding.
Oh man, I got something pointy.
Ankle gators don't much care for their young. That's why there ain't many around. Wanna know how to find an ankle gator lair? You use a kid as bait. The shard's sitting in plain view. Now she's coming for him. She's got nowhere else to go. They say if you run across an ankle gator, you better keep running. She's starting to get annoyed. And now he's made her mad. Can't get hasty in a place like this.
killed the Queen Anne. Haha. I guess I am the Queen Anne's revenge.
It's done what needed to be done. Queen Anne's reign is over. We even got a crown jewel.
Mail.
All that trouble for a single shard. But you know what? It was worth it. That Gator's a crazy gal. But so's the gal who promised.
I got a baby! Follow me, baby. Ah! Look at it! I have a friend!
They said Queen Anne was just a folktale. Now there's living proof she ain't.
Well, she's a folktale now, because I killed her. Let's upgrade the lost and found. Oops.
We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances. Slinger pistols is just the ticket if a hammer's too slow.
Alright, let's put on some more drip. Alright. Stay.
The next shard should be farther out
right.
there in the wild.
I've been playing a while. I should take a break. So yeah, that's Bastion so far. I love it. I love the music. I love the art. Like, look at this. The art is just gorgeous. I love the story behind it. Honestly, it's really interesting. I think Supergiant did an amazing job with this one. I think I've said this. I think it's my favorite one of the three, the games that they've made so far. Pyre had the best music, Transistor had the best art, but I think Bastion was the most fun. So, those are my thoughts on it for now. We fixed up the Bastion a bit. We've got 2 shards going to spruce it up a bit. And, let's take a break here. Alright, and I'll be back tomorrow.